officially at your halfway mark through your 31-day journey. And I just want to say I am dang proud of you. So I want to share a little something with you today. It is very transparent of me to share this, but I'm just going to share it because it might help you. When I complete a big task or I make something good happen, like whether it's big or small, or I just worked really hard or I was really consistent, you've been consistent. You've been here for the past 16 days. So one thing that I do, and I usually do it alone, is I'll either think it or say it out loud. I can't believe I'm sharing this, but I'll literally be like, you did good today. Like, you did good today, kid. And I want you to think about like a good pat on the back of, you did good today, girl. You did good today, dude. And I want you to think about that for yourself and just take a moment and say it either out loud or think it, because I don't think that you do that enough, where you actually celebrate yourself. And that's the goal of today, how to celebrate yourself in 4 months. So your 4-month vision, I went and grabbed Andre's planner. Yes, Andre uses the planner and his penmanship is adorable. And I'm not going to read his goals because that's his private stuff. Well, God. Oh, this is amazing. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm not sharing anything with you guys. So what does your 4-month vision ahead look like? If you have the planner, you might be able to pull it up and you have all of these. But I want to go through this with you. So current status, where you're at, and how you're going to bridge the gap and what that looks like. So yesterday we went through your seasons of growth, prospering in harvest season and how that is, the transitions that you're going to feel possibly through each season. And, in a season, like a physical season, like fall, right now is fall, what that feels like can be very different than what summer feels like, especially if you're going through a different season of life. So if you're going through the season where you're like harvesting and everything is happening for you, obviously you're going to feel like you're in growth mode and stuff is happening. You're going to feel much more happy than if you're in winter, not just physical winter where it's snowing and it's cold, but winter in your season of life where stuff just isn't really moving and you don't want to stay there too long. So how do we do that? Here's how I do it. I create a 4-month vision ahead, not a 12-month vision like most people do. And I don't just start on January 1st like most people do. What I like to do is create a sense of urgency that most people don't have, if I'm being honest. I live with a greater sense of urgency than 99% of other people. But on the flip side, I'm actually less stressed out than 99% of people, because if I was to think 4 months ahead from current day, so October 16th would be today. 4 months from now would be February. So you've got October to November, November, December, January, February 16th is 4 months from now. That's going to be here before you know it. And it might be a different date if you're not watching this live, but what is 4 months from today? I live with that sense of urgency that I'm just ultra realistic about how soon things are going to happen. And therefore, I work at a steady enough pace with that understanding that that date's going to be here before I know it. Unlike the people that do get stressed out and they're going to work their tails off, let's say on February 10th, because they're like, wow, I'm nowhere near my goal and I'm going to pump out as much as I can. It's going to be half-assed, but I'm going to do it. And that's how you become stressed out, because you have an unrealistic expectation of how soon certain dates are going to approach and how quickly that goal or that goal date is going to approach. But if you work towards that every single day with a sense of urgency, in comes the Daily Grind Planner, that's how stuff moves. I got asked a ton last year, especially the amount that I produced as a human being and as a company was ridiculous. Like, people literally thought that I had like teams of 20 people. What I did was I touched on my top 10 goals every dang day, no matter what, with that sense of urgency. And I did it, I'm happy to say, with a lot of joy, a lot of purpose, a lot of creativity, and very minimal amounts of stress. You'll be the most stressed out when you aren't growing, you aren't feeling that sense of momentum forward, you're not seeing a harvest season, and you're stuck in winter. You know how you're stuck in winter? Not being realistic about how much time you have and not seeing that progress ahead because you're not touching on the stuff that really matters to you. So that's the goal of this entire 31 days, is to get really, really real about the urgency in the goals that actually matter to you. So I'm going to ask you some questions and you can just rapid fire them in the live chat, cool? Or in the comments down below. Where are you today? Like, current status. What does that look like? Current day, where are you at? What does your life look like? What are you proud of? How are you feeling? What could be better? So where are you today? Are you wanting to move? Are you wanting to switch jobs? Are you wanting to grow your side hustle? Did the kids just go off to school and you're maybe in a transition in your life? Are you looking for more clarity in your life? Are you looking for more purpose? How do you feel? You could literally write more purpose. Like what in your heart of hearts, and go with your gut. Don't overthink it. What do you feel? So where are you at today? In 4 months from now, so let's say like you have that date in your head, 4 months from today, what does that look like? What do you want your life to look like then? Where do you want to be on that day? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be living? How do you want to be feeling? How does your confidence, what does your body look like? How's your relationship? How's your purpose? If that's the thing that's bothering you, what is it? It could be something as simple as, for me, I started this year with, I feel good, but I definitely need to start growing a team. Like we need to grow this thing because personally, I see into the future. I see the 4 months ahead, and I don't think I can keep taking everything on between me and my husband. Like, there's no way. So what does that look like? It could be something that simple. It could be that you want to be on a magical Disney vacation on that day, and you want to pay for it with the business that you're starting now. That's doable, by the way. If you work on that every single day, that's doable. Where do you want to physically be, emotionally be, like mindset-wise? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in 4 months from now? Where do you know that you can be better? Like, where are you going to waste your time? And let me blow your mind with something, because a lot of people always write in this section like TV. Let me see what Andre wrote. Okay, something along those lines. So what I started writing in mine, because I had this epiphany, was I will waste a lot of my hard-earned time, and your time is earned. Like, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but your time is so valuable. Do you want to know something? You have 2 ways to grow your life, to make magical-ish happen. Time, money. We all have time. We all have different amounts of money depending on how much we've grown or whatever our life circumstances. It doesn't freaking matter, but we all have the same amount of time. So the time is so valuable. And I think a lot of us take it for granted and we waste it on binging seasons or whatever it might be. And yes, TV can be a big one, and scrolling and being on social media and just watching everybody else live their life, dream life instead of you building yours. But what I started writing on mine was complaining, worrying, other bad words that I'm not going to say. Starts with a B. Being. Don't stop complaining. Just work. And one thing, and you guys have heard me say this before, I always have this saying, don't cry because it's going to take longer. If you spend your days worrying, complaining, crying, and bitching, just cut that ish out and get to work, because nothing is going to come from it. And that's one area that I've been working on a lot, because I'm very hypersensitive to like my surroundings and my area, and I want everything to be great. And I get so consumed by stuff that I can't control. Guess what? It doesn't help me grow in any way. So that's an area that I'm like, I will waste time doing this. And it's your hard-earned time. So dive into that. What can you do well? What's like your superpower? What is something that you're good at? Listen, it could be anything. I am very good at decorating for seasonally, not even a house, just decorating. I'm good at putting pumpkins out, apparently. It makes me happy. How the heck did that become something that I built a business on? What? What's something that you're good at, that you can do well? Maybe it's gardening, maybe it's knitting, maybe it's cooking. What if you could build a business doing that? So just drop everything. I want you to like brain dump into the comments. And you can grab from your planner if you've already written it down, but I want you to keep thinking of this stuff because it's important. And it's what's going to fuel you for the next 4 months. So what you can do well, you're going to 10x this for the next 4 months. You're going to dive in deep. One thing that I'm very good at is decorating. One thing that I'm very good at is being creative. I love painting. I love editing videos. I mean, it's a headache, but I love it. I love filming. I love all of it. So my goal, I'm just sharing with you, is to 10x that over the next 4 months and go ham in that department, because I know I'm good at it and I also love it. So what is that for you? What does that look like? And you're going to 10x that in the next 4 months. What do you want to accomplish? Like, just nail it off. There's a big difference between where do you want to be in the next 4 months, but what do you want to accomplish? Like measured goals. I want to earn this much money. I want to go on this trip by this date. I want to pay off this amount of debt. I want to, did I already say quit your job, buy the car, buy the house, fix the relationship, go on this many date nights a week? Like, what does that all look like? This much family time that you can be home between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. to like spend that with your kids. If you're getting home late from work, maybe it's a goal that like you're not home late from work. Remember how we talked about this whole 9 to 5 thing where you're like not setting boundaries with your boss? Maybe, Stop spending those extra hours at the office if you don't need to. So what do you want to accomplish? And how are you going to celebrate? And how are you going to feel when you celebrate? Like, what does that look like? Are you going to be proud of yourself and be like, you did good today? Like that feeling of like, I freaking crushed it. That's the best feeling in the world. Like, I crushed it today. So what does that look like? How are you going to celebrate? You're going to take a trip, pop a bottle of champagne. You know what you should do? And I tell my coaches to do this. Get 4 little bottles of champagne, like individual little ones, and keep them in your fridge. And at the end of every month, when you're done your month and you're doing your month in review, pop that bottle. Pop that bottle, celebrate, look at all the things that you accomplished and what you did, and you have that little bottle of champagne. Clap for your damn self. And if you want to have sparkling cider, do sparkling cider. And then how can you be more consistent? What is the thing that you know that you could do so much better? And some of you put this as your top 10 goal. For me, my thing of how to be more consistent, wake up earlier, give myself that morning routine that we built together. Like, give myself that gift and stick to it. Stop doing it for like one day. Stick to it. Like, give yourself that gift. How can you be more consistent? For me, waking up earlier, getting my workout done first. I am always hyper productive if that workout's done first thing in the morning. So what does that look like for you? What's your 4-month vision? Write it out. And I hope that you participated in like the comments and everything. And tomorrow we're going to go through goals, habits, visually tracking your habits, and all the good stuff. And if you guys would like Andre to be on a daily grind, what do we think? Because I'm filming these like the day of, so it is a possibility. You guys let me know in the comments down below. I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, dudes.
Let's go.